time we'll stand with the pledge of allegiance and then pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our dear Heavenly Father, Lord, again, we just come to you thankful for the opportunities and freedoms we have in this country, Lord, together. So pray that you be with us, all the folks that are here this morning, Lord, as they bring different things to our attention, Lord, and different initiatives and so forth, Lord, to make our community better, and just be with them and be with our decisions, discussions, and so forth, and help us that we will apply wisdom and whatnot to do what's best for our community. Be with our men and women that are protecting our freedoms, Lord, here both at home and around the globe. Be with those that are ill, Lord, and the lost loved ones in our community. These things we ask in Jesus Christ.
we need a motion to approve the minutes for March 11th. Motion by Clay. Second by Benji. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Need a motion to approve the budget transfers. Motion by Scott. Second by Clay. All in favor, say aye. Invoice approval. Motion. Motion by Clay. Second by Scott. All in favor, say aye. Okay. We're here this day for Social Worker Month proclamation. Nick?
Yes, sir. Make a motion to read the proclamation.
Motion by Scott, second by Clay. All in favor, say aye.
Whereas the profession of social work was established in the late 19th century to address economic and social justice issues, and whereas the social work is a career calling that focuses on the well-being and structural dynamics of individuals, families, groups, and communities, and whereas social workers are dedicated to enhancing the lives of millions of Americans each day through advocacy and empowerment, whereas the 2025 Social Work Month theme, Social Work, Compassion plus Action, embodies how social workers meet the challenges every day to make our community a better place to live and work for all people. Whereas social workers have the unique education, training, and experience to support individuals, families, and communities through complex interpersonal and interactive issues during times of personal and societal crisis. Whereas social workers are the largest group of providers in the United States, working daily to help people achieve sustained wellness. Whereas social workers believe that each person has dignity and worth and that there is no limit to human potential. Whereas Carroll County, Kentucky is blessed with numerous social workers who are employed by the Cabinet for Health and Family Services and the Carroll County School District, who are advocating for our children and families to allow them to live peaceful lives free from harm, neglect, and abuse. Now therefore, I, James David Woy, Judge Executive for Carroll County, Kentucky, do hereby proclaim March 2025 as Social Work Month in Carroll County, Kentucky, and urge all citizens to recognize this month by showing their appreciation for the hard work and dedication of the social workers that serve our community.
Need a motion to approve that proclamation.
Make the motion.
Benji, second by Clay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank all you ladies.
Nick, you want to do the recognition now,
Let's read the second proclamation and we'll do recognition.
or? Okay. Got a proclamation for National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Need a motion to have it read. All in favor, say aye.
Whereas from February 2024 through January 2025, there were 11,596 reports alleging dependency, neglect, and abuse of children in the northern Bluegrass region that encompasses Carroll County, Kentucky. And whereas child abuse and neglect is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community, and finding solutions requires input and action from everyone. Whereas our children are our most valuable resources and will shape the future of Carroll County, Kentucky. Whereas child abuse can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects that have lasting consequences for victims of abuse. Whereas protective factors are conditions that reduce or eliminate risk and promote the social, emotional, and developmental well-being of children. Whereas effective child abuse prevention activities succeed because of the partnerships created between child welfare professionals, education, health, community and faith-based organizations, businesses, law enforcement agencies, and families. Whereas communities must make every effort to promote programs and activities that create strong and thriving children and families. Whereas we acknowledge that we must work together as a community to increase awareness about child abuse and contribute to promote the social and emotional well-being of children and families in a safe, stable, and nurturing environment. Whereas prevention remains the best defense for our children and families. Now therefore, I, James David Woolhoyt, Judge Executive of Carroll County, Kentucky, do hereby proclaim April 2025 as National Child Abuse Prevention Month in Carroll County, Kentucky, and urge all citizens to recognize this month by dedicating ourselves to the task of improving the quality of life for all children and families.
Make a motion to adopt that proclamation.
Motion by Scott, second by Clay, all in favor say aye. Okay. All right, now, Nick.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, everyone. We welcome you to recognize, this is the first time I believe we've recognized social workers in this courtroom and in this county for their hard work that they do. And we don't leave out our school counselors either. As the proclamation said, it's going to take everybody in this room and outside this room to prevent child abuse of children in Carroll County. It's become a very real problem, and it's one that these ladies, as I said ladies, all ladies here with us today fight every day to combat. So with that said, I want to recognize them each individually, a small gift for each of them. I want to recognize some distinguished guests with us today. Judge Casey Cheeseman, she's family court judge for the 15th Judicial Circuit. She knows all these ladies, and we've worked together for some time. And her court administrator, Janet Whitten, who works tirelessly to be the lady behind the scenes and make everything happen in our court system. So with that said, working for the Cabinet for Health and Family Services, if you want to come up, I'm going to call your name. Yeah, Judge, if you want to. A lot of people don't know this. We share a cabinet office now with Owen County. So, and these ladies do a phenomenal job, and they work hard to protect both counties. Lisa Rogers is our cabinet supervisor. Line up over here, Lisa, and we'll get a picture of sure.
I'm trying to figure out how far we got.
Heather Baxter. Emily Blackwell. Candace Rogers. Reagan Napier. Kristen Cummins. Elizabeth Strong. Joey Bebe. Not with us are Elena Short and Bobby Kennedy. And then, as I said in the proclamation, it takes a partnership, and these ladies and myself and the judge and the court system, we partner with the schools every day because they are the first line of defense for our children. And they're the ones that often make reports of dependency, neglect, and abuse and recognize the indicators that something's going on that just quite isn't right that needs to be looked into. So we recognize our social workers and counselors from Carroll County Schools, Don Oak from the Carroll County Child Development Center, Lexi Dunn from Catherine Wayne Primary, Tammy Welch from Cartmount Elementary, Sheila Reynolds from Carroll County Middle School, Randy McIntyre from Carroll County Middle School, Kendall Yeager, Carroll County Middle School, High School. Let's give them all one more round of applause. Magistrates, if we want to kind of all scoot together. And the ladies, if you all will do the honors. Part of the April campaign will be the pinwheel campaign. You've seen them probably already in Ms. Roberts' office up in Highland. April is the official month. Every school will be decorated with the blue pinwheels in honor of Child Abuse Prevention Month, as well as the courthouse square. So when you see those blue pinwheels, just know that that's what we're honoring and celebrating and trying to commemorate at this point. Judge, you want to join us? Janet can't do it. She wants to.
Your Honor. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Okay. Sorry.
You're all free to stay with us and listen to county business, but if you have other pressing business, we won't look down upon you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you all very much.
Love ya.
I got ahead of myself. I meant to make the announcement for the ladies left. I put a flyer on the court that are hanging up in the hallway that we see around the community during the month of April. We've worked with Ms. Rogers and with the county judge, and we're creating a resource closet at Camp Cassock for foster children from Carroll County who are entering foster care. From April, we'll be collecting gently used or new suitcases. These kids often come with nothing, and they have to leave their homes with nothing. So I was kind of prior to the idea from Campbell County. They've been doing this campaign for some time. They collect suitcases, and that way the kids have something to put their things in. And then also, as I said, they often leave, and the things that they have may not be good enough to take. So we're collecting some essentials like underwear, socks, and pajamas to at least get them started if they have to in their foster homes. So you can drop off those items at any Carrollton Federal Bank, Farmers Bank of Milton, Carrollton branch, the two branches, the First National Bank of Kentucky, or my office will be collection sites. And that'll be on Facebook this afternoon.
Thanks, Nick. Okay, moving on. You have in your packet review your financial report for February. Also now, we've got an ordinance amending the administrative code, second reading. Nick, would you like to do that honor? And need a motion to do that.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Please, Scott, all in favor, say aye.
Now therefore be it ordained that the Carroll County Fiscal Court to administrate the code of the Carroll County Fiscal Court is hereby amended as follows. Carroll County Fiscal Court hereby adopts the attached organizational chart as the organizational chart for Carroll County, Kentucky. Governmental departments that are under the purview of the Carroll County Fiscal Court. All employees of the county's elected officials, for example, the Carroll County Attorney, Carroll County Sheriff, Carroll County Clerk, and Carroll County Jailer, are governed according to the policies and directives of said elected officials. All employees and officers of the Carroll County Fiscal Court should adhere to the organizational chart when determining lines of authority in their employment.
Make a motion to adopt.
I'll second
Motion by Scott, second by Clay, all in favor, say aye. Next on the agenda is the ordinance amending the personnel policy, in the second reading. You make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Clay, second by final adoption on both of those. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Now therefore be it ordained that the Carroll County Fiscal Court, the personnel policy of the Carroll County Fiscal Court is hereby amended as follows. Carroll County Fiscal Court hereby adopts the attached organizational chart as the organizational chart for Carroll County, Kentucky. Government departments that are under the purview of the Carroll County Fiscal Court, all employees of the county's elected officials the Carroll County Attorney, Carroll County Sheriff, Carroll County Clerk, and Carroll County Jailer, governed according to policies and directives of state elected officials, and all employees and officers of the Carroll County Fiscal Court shall adhere to the organizational chart when determining lines of authority in their employment.
And then motion to accept or adopt, motion by Scott, second by Dave. All in favor, say aye. All right, next on the agenda is, Warfield Fire Department request for 24. Now, this is just for the year of 24. They didn't have their paperwork in and their, bills and stuff in, but they did turn them in here last week or so. So, motion to accept it. Motion by Clay, second by Scott. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? The next on the agenda is the Ascendant Energy Savings Contract, we call it. I think we need a little discussion on it. I think Lindsay wants to have some discussion, so.
Yeah. So I was just curious, and Matt, you probably got us on, so where this is an energy grant, we're looking at, so how much is the grant covering of this? Would you know, I mean,
So
just,
it's not really a grant, Benji. So the savings that you're getting from it is the improvements that they're putting into it. They're estimating that it's gonna be 54,000 in savings about a year. And then if we do the solar, we get a credit back, and that's gonna be about, I think if I got the number right, 144,000. Now, Stuart from Ascendant, I do have him ready to jump on a virtual meeting if we need to. I can go run my laptop and get him on. But this isn't really a grant, it's more of an energy savings contract. So they're gonna guarantee savings based on the improvements that they do. So the improvements that they do with doors, windows, the building envelope, those things, they're gonna guarantee savings from that, and that's what we're doing. It's savings on utilities essentially. It's not really a grant.
oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Are there requirements though that we have to do certain things under that contract so that we don't foil those savings?
Yes, there are going to be things that they say, such as you need to keep things at this level, from what I understand. Now, I can get Stuart on to discuss that a little bit more in depth.
I want to make sure they knew that and all
And
all the occupants of our nice county buildings know that when we said the thermostat has to be set a certain place, it's got to be set a certain place.
Right.
If not, we lose that contract.
I don't think it's that we lose the contract because the energy just the savings no longer is guaranteed.
Right.
Yeah. Now again, we do not have the full contract executed or anything of that nature. I believe that what we're doing today is just giving Ascendant the go-ahead upon approval of the contract. So
I need a motion to give me the approval to approve the contract when presented and ready to go.
County attorney final approval.
When the county attorney's final approval.
yes.
And I will second that.
Motion by Clay, second by Scott. All in favor, say aye. Opposed?
No.
Motion carries. Department head report. We have the Hope Center Nancy.
It's submitted.
And submitted. I've got anything, questions for Nancy?
No, just continue to appreciate what you're doing out there. And you continue to kind of incorporate some new activities and stuff, and so that's awesome. Thanks for us. So, you know,
Keep going in the right direction.
And Nancy, to let you know, we're working on the other bee problem right now. We got a guy backed out, so we'll get that taken care of. Working with them and somebody right now, so.
You don't have any honey out there?
It's probably in that wall. We had a representative here, but he's working with our budget for 911 stuff, and Mike is over next door, but talked to Carroll, we basically don't have anything there other to report. We did have a issue of a tire and stuff that we're working on, and hopefully have that resolved here in the week or somewhere, but we do have radio contact and stuff now where it's working, so it's just on a Band-Aid right now, so just to give you a little update on that. So,
What's the estimate cost of that looking like? Scott,
Yeah, I was gonna, do you want to give an update, because I was gonna do that during my section, do you want to
You can just go on. and do it.
Okay, so, yeah, so with regards to the radio project, so Mr. Humphrey over here, as chief deputy, and myself have been working on this project with the 911 board. So, 2 Fridays ago, made a presentation to the 911 board as far as upgraded the system, the desire to get all emergency response entities in the county onto a common platform. There's a lot of technical jargon with UHF and VHF, digital and analog and all that type of stuff. But the desire is to get everybody on UHF digital and simulcast and P25 compatibility. That's the whole thing that came out of 911 or 911 and all of that. End of the day, the project's going to have 5 towers across the county with gear hanging on them. New radios for some of the units. Law enforcement has radios that'll just be simply upgraded. But the bottom line is that the best way to execute this project is to do it all in one lump sum. Get all the towers up, get the gear on them, get them ready flipped on, get all the radios programmed, and be able to flip the switch. That makes it clean. You don't get into this blended approach where you potentially have challenges with handoffs of information during critical situations. So with that, again, about $1.5 million, the board, they made a motion, and that motion passed, giving David here, who is the chair of that board, permission to start seeking funding for that. So that project is moving forward, and it can't happen soon enough after the tower collapsed up on Mounds Hill that really jeopardized some of our emergency systems. So we'll be moving forward with that. So I don't know, again, Ben, does that answer your question? You got it? Yeah. So again, about $1.5 million, but again, some of that will be split. We are looking at grant components with Matt here. I think that will cover, $200-some thousand because it only covers a limited amount of things, but certainly be trying to get.
Will we be responsible for 100% of that though, or is the city?
Well, that's again, they've got to work that out. I mean,
Okay.
based on agreements, yeah. So.
Well, right now, with the county part of it and the county radios, with the EMS and stuff, as soon as we can move on them, we're gonna move on them, because it's putting everything else, our county residents in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on that.
Right now, we're not even getting any dispatch or any of that come down on our phones like we normally have to respond, so.
Yeah.
It's pretty much one more priority.
It's a priority, somehow or another, we're gonna move forward with that and get it done. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, solid waste, PJ, you got your report?
You got my report. The other thing I wanted to say is on the conference that I went to in February, Woody Long, who is through Cabot, went with us there. I'm on the community advisory panel with her also. They had a project going on where they give money out to different places in the community. And I'm not sure if we got approved for these or not, but I'm trying to get pathway stations at Kysock. The judge and I looked at some pictures and kind of agreed on kind of what we needed there. Also, vape bans for the high school and middle school. When I went to this conference, I didn't realize how bad what was inside the vapes, so battery packs and whatever they had is horrible. It's basically a hazardous waste. So if anybody vapes, just don't throw them in the trash can. It's really bad. So I'm trying to work with the schools to see if there's a place, if they get confiscated, that they can just put them kind of like, some places are using a sharps container, but they actually have vape bins that can be put up now. And then we had also talked about maybe doing a poster contest for kindergarten through maybe 4th grade, with them maybe doing the prize part of it for 1st, 2nd, 3rd place. And maybe later on down the line, if whoever the winner was, maybe put that on a t-shirt to kind of present like for recycling, reuse, reduce and stuff like that. What I don't have on the report, it kind of got later, Nick and I have been talking about since we appointed the code enforcement board. We're gonna have a meeting with them on March 31st to be sworn in and talk to them just about what we're gonna do, the procedures and processes and stuff like that.
It's a basic training session. It will not be the first meeting. We'll do a basic training session. They'll pick when their meeting date is, and then we'll work on processing your bylaws and all that stuff.
No need to be coordinated with either, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing the training on Monday at 8 a.m.
And so we just, when they do that meeting.
Right, I advise them, I don't advise anymore, I advise them.
I do have a question, what, do they vote, or what, how is it, like, whoever's gonna be like the chairperson?
They pick the chairperson.
They pick off, okay.
They pick their chairperson. You know, one thing that since we are a small community, that the court may want to consider when I was looking deeper into the statutes this week. The statutes provide for us to have alternative members of the board. So, I mean, if one of the board members has a conflict of interest, they can always sit out with at least two. You can establish alternative board members, so if there is a conflict of interest or something for one of the board members, the alternative member could come in and sit. Or if they're just gonna be absent for a meeting or something, the alternative member could come in and sit. And you maintain a quorum of 3 at that point in time. I think it might be better practice and more eyes on the situation. We might look at that down the road. I know it's hard to see 3, but you basically have 2 at-large alternative members.
So they can be at large.
They can be at-large.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I saw that little provision in the statute, and I'm like, well, that honestly, once something in the Kentucky law makes sense.
Okay, well, we can work on that. Okay. All right.
I do have one quick request, I guess, because today I've got my truckload with recycling from the house and we take it down to the thing. We talked about this, I think we've got 3 dumpsters in, I think PMC still pays for those, right? Is there any way we could get it for? Because it's always, the last couple of days, they're full and overflowing, and, you know, I don't know what they cost, I don't know. If you can just, I just know that they get full and overflow and dump.
I just wish there was just recycles and they're not trash mixed in too.
Well, yeah, I know, that's a whole other conversation, yeah.
You want to
Okay,
check in on that?
Yeah, I'll check it
Thank you, PJ.
Okay, Animal Shelter Director Teresa,
You have my report.
huh?
You have my report.
Got nothing different?
Nope, other than we're full.
Okay. Senior Center Director Francis,
Yeah, you guys got my, calendar. The only thing different in April, we're starting silver sneakers at Camp Cassock. That's gonna be covered by the ag district. They're gonna pay that instructor. So, we're gonna start off just 1 day a week. But when the new year starts, we're hoping to do it 2 days a week.
The new year being July 1.
Yes.
It's a Medicare program, so they have to make sure they get their qualification through Medicare.
Yes, we already have 10 qualified.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, if somebody wants to do it, they need to make
Yes.
sure they sign up for it through Medicare and then have their proof that they're enrolled.
Right.
just to bring you up a little bit on what's going on and working with the Ads District right now on a new van, and or newer van for the seniors. The oldest van is not the best of shape, so right now I'm working with Ads to try to get that taken care of, so. That's what we've done, I have to leave early, maybe Thursday. So.
And I just want to say thank you for everything that you guys have done for the senior center. So, I mean, the place is looking really good. Rick's done a lot of work over there.
I think it's really easy to support though, because you guys run a good ship over there, so I mean, just keep it up, I mean, it's a great relationship, so you do a great job, so I think it's easy to support those.
All right, thank you, Francis. Road Department Supervisor, Gino, anything different in your report? I know you've been out looking at the roads and giving me a list of roads and stuff, and I know we've had some culvert issues, hopefully all that stuff's taken care of now, and whatever, so. We did, I think I brought this up the last meeting, though, was the break down there in the creek that's all taken care of now, Briar Ranch. So that's all taken care of now, the those are fixed.
Yeah.
And everything, so, okay.
But I got a couple more spots, I need some more block.
Okay. We'll go find out what we can do, and we gotta block them, okay?
Right.
All righty, thank you. Parks and Rec Director, JP, we've got his report. I just wanna make a note here, or comment that Scott's Miracle is, put a lot of, in April, I think it's gonna be whatever, playground, they're gonna donate a bunch of mulch and stuff on the playgrounds in the park area, so that's in April, isn't it?
Yeah, April 1st. It's actually for the, cornhole.
Cornhole stuff.
Yeah, they actually don't, we have to have double screen for the,
Right.
playgrounds, and they don't make that, they just have the, so,
So they are donating.
but still, it's a
So,
big help.
you gave us quite a package here, JP, of stuff. I mean, are you seeking approval on some of this?
No,
It's just for the budget.
that's what's in, yeah, it's just gonna be, and that's in the chamber, there, a lot of that stuff is upgrades to the pool, as far as those chairs and that type of deal. The strap chairs we have out there now, they're all dry rotted, and, they need some TLC, well, the only TLC they need done away.
So the lighting project, for multiple parking lots, that's all just for budgetary
Right.
considerations next year.
Okay,
Can I make a quick comment, real quick, on pickleball, indoor pickleball, which is a Parks and Recs sanctioned, activity? We finished up last night, we started November 18th. So I appreciate the support of JP getting us a year last year, but we had typically about 11, 12 people. Besides last night, we had 16, 20 some different people participated, so it ended up being close to 200 people that participated overnight. So a lot of fun. We had 2 courts set up and paid $3 a head. People didn't complain about that, and it was a real good activity. So I appreciate this. Please support JP. Is there going to be somebody at the office today? Because I want to get that stuff out of the truck. So, goodbye. So thank you very much for that.
okay. Any other comments, Master? Okay, Director of Government Service, Matt?
Y'all should have my report. I don't really have anything else to add in that unless you have any questions. But obviously we got a few projects we're working on. There's a few grants that I'm looking at, and then we've got a few exciting business opportunities. So that's pretty much my report there.
Okay. Any questions for Matt? Okay, jailer's not here and the coroner's not here. Either one of them called me today, so. Down to judge's comment. We, or county, we've heard another emergency manager and EMS director, which is Mike Ratliff. He's here. If anybody wants, if you want to stand up and have any comments or anything to say, please do so now.
All right. Appreciate the honor of getting to work with you all. Promise I'll come in, work hard to do a good job for the community, and if you all need anything, have any questions, please, you're welcome to ask anything or do whatever, and I'll try to help everybody as much as I can. And I know you all are going to be having a meeting, I just found out 911 today, and about the tower and stuff. If y'all don't care, I'd like to sit in on that, just kind of see what's going on and everything. Get into that. So appreciate everything and the opportunity.
Okay. The other things on judge's comment right now is, the next meeting is a date change to April 15th instead of, 8th, yeah, 8th. So our first fiscal court meeting in April will be April 15th. Okay, I really don't have any other comments at this time. County attorney comments?
Did we solidify the 21st for a work session, or?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that.
Well, we can bring that up, I can do that if you want to do the 21st of April.
It doesn't matter to me,
Okay.
yeah, there, if you
Okay.
need,
You say 8 or 8:30? 8:30.
Okay. April 21st is a work session with the fiscal court, is that
Yeah, so.
good with everybody? Okay, at 8:30?
So what's the drop dead date for getting things on the agenda?
I'd say
We gotta advertise that, right?
Thursday before, they need to have it, Kelly, so we can send it out to the press, is that right?
Yeah, we just notify them, they don't have to be ran in the paper or anything.
Not right.
Yeah.
You, have your agenda sure up by Thursday afternoon, so that way you got 24 hours on Friday.
So who's gonna communicate that to Kaylee? Make sure we got that. We got 3 things on the agenda right now.
Just said loop her into the email,
So Kaylee, I'll send you that for you. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Okay, now Nick, comments,
all that.
master comments, start with Clay.
I don't have a whole lot, I'm just glad that the weather's finally got away from most of the cold, it's wet though. So not out of weather yet, but I appreciate everything all the county work to do, and, that's all I got to do.
Benji?
Yeah, so people's probably asking why on the energy saving contract, why I voted no on that, and I just want to kind of give a little breakdown of why. The solar panels are, we're going to put, phase 1 is to install solar panels at the roof department, emergency management services, is $445,000. I am for LED lighting improvements, countywide, 105, these are all estimates too. Building improvements and phone installation doors of $130,000. I'm against $130,000 or $235,000 for the water savings at the jail. I am for the clock tower window of $1.5 million, windows and door improvements of $750,000. And I'm against the HVAC system replacement in the courthouse because it was replaced in 2013. There's a leak, there's a problem that needs to be detected before you just replace something. You don't fix it till it's broken, in my personal opinion. Let's see here, the CISOC, things that need to happen there. We have line items in the budget for these improvements. Roof replacements and solar panels for the detention center. I was against that. Now, the water, for the water savings at the detention center and the roof replacements, the reason I was against that and the solar panels is because we spent $9,000 on a feasibility study to come up with a plan to do with the jail. We don't know what direction we're going to do with the jail yet. The jail is currently losing $1.6 million every year that it stays in operation. So we need to, and this is not a Carroll County problem, and this didn't happen yesterday. So I'm not pointing no fingers at this court by no means. But we have to come up with a problem to close that gap. This is a statewide problem. But, and we need to try to get our operations costs down. Whether that's raise rates, whatever it is in the future. And another reason why I voted against this is because we got this whole project, we're estimating $4 million it's going to cost. Okay, we just had the tire for the EMS and fire and all that fall. We're looking at $1.5 million. So we got to come up with $1.5 million plus this $4 million to do this. This is a lot at once to consume. And these ain't problems that happened overnight, but I'm just saying is there's about $1 million on this savings thing that I disagree with. That's all I have, Judge.
Okay. Scott, you're next.
Yeah, I appreciate Benji's comments and so forth. They'll disagree some of the stuff on the jail and those things will happen. I think some of the stuff at the detention center or potentially proposed, I mean, roof replacement, that's gotta be done regardless, but, their comments. But I think in my mind, we are starting to move forward. And we'll be doing financing bonds, which again, it's like a business to grow, you gotta borrow money. And the county, these are some of the things that when we increase OCTAX and stuff, that first balance the budget and then move forward, this is some of the things that we said we were going to spend money on. So, in my mind, it is needed, and I support it. Yeah, I really don't have anything else. Appreciate, again, road department, everything you guys are doing on those storms and everything. I guess, Gino, if you can stick around for a few minutes, because I just want to look at calendars and stuff, so we can go drive District 3 roads like we've done the last 2 years and compare notes and stuff, and we're getting into budget stuff. And I guess I'm just kind of curious, Judge, how the budgeting process is going and what our involvement will be this year. I don't know, last year, unfortunately, you were out on medical considerations.
Debbie and I have been working some on that, so after this week, and the next week, we'll be sitting down. Debbie and I going over everything. I know we're trying to look at maybe some stuff on the road department, like a skid steer, which might help us out the road department. And everybody has been told to put in their needed list, want list and stuff, so we can kind of go over it and get the money budgeted, and then we'll present it to fiscal court and go from there. So,
That's all I got.
any other comments? We have nothing for executive session, I know of. Any other comments?
I have a question for you. With Jen, is there something else we need to do it interlocal? Or is there done to where I can take care of some stuff in the city for now?
I think we're good to go ahead.
Good to go ahead. Okay.
If I see something different, then I'll, otherwise, right now, go ahead.
Okay. Any other comments from anybody? Okay, and then motion to adjourn. Motion. First by Scott, second by Clay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.